I remember back in the day as a younger guitar student, I'd show my guitar teacher a bunch of songs that I wanted to learn. Nothing unusual except my teacher had not heard most of the songs before since they were by underground metal bands. What amazed me was how he learned and taught me these songs. He'd pull a tune up on YouTube, play it a few times through the speakers. Then, with no visual support, I'd watch him figure out how to play the song just by listening to it. Ear training is becoming a pretty popular skill that guitarists are chasing after. I think it's because many players are realizing how valuable and impressive it is to rely on hearing when learning a new song or writing a riff. It makes sense, literally, because hearing is the main sense we use to enjoy music. In theory, the better our ears are developed, the better our musical skills become. In this lesson, I'm going to show you some of my favorite methods that happen to develop a better ear. These methods are fun, simple, powerful, and dare I say, unusual. I guarantee there's at least one method on this list you have not heard of before, so grab your axe, take a seat, and let's get ready to rock. Before we jump in, I do want to give you a quick disclaimer. Ear training, like all other guitar skills, can take a long time to develop. To help you conquer all the key guitar skills you need to level up, I want to give you a super sweet bonus that I know will really help you out. It's my Guitar Gains cheat sheet, and it's a completely free and powerful tool to help you make consistent progress. It'll help you eliminate the poor practice habits that get in the way, like practicing in waves, and help you replace them with better ones you need for success. It even includes a customizable goal setting template to help you figure out your next guitar goal and absolutely crush it. Just click the link in the description or go to zachsharguitar.com and download this awesome free resource. All right, so as we jump into these exercises, you'll find that a lot of them you are probably already doing, but not with the intention of developing a better ear. So, for starters, we have tuning your guitar. Okay, this is something really you should be doing anyway because guitars don't stay in tune forever, and really you should be replacing your strings regularly. So, again, that warrants tuning the guitar. But there's a way to kind of do this even pretty simply in a way that develops your ear. So, you know, forget the tuner for now, okay? But let's say you're in E standard tuning like I am right now, and you want to bring your guitar to drop D tuning, okay? This is a pretty simple tactic. It'll test your ability to hear an octave, okay? And what I mean by that is you have your D string already, your default D string in E standard tuning. That's going to be a reference point. A lot of ear training depends on a reference point like this one. So what you want to do is ring out that D string, that open D string, and as you do it, you want to drop the low E string down to a D note, and you want to rely on your hearing for this because you'll hear a sweet octave that basically sounds like the same note is being played. Of course, it's not the exact same version of the note, it's an octave lower. But you want to focus on hearing the sweet consonants of the octave. Anything else might sound a little dissonant, especially if you're off on this. So that'll look something like this. Of course, you don't have to stay in the realm of standard tuning per se. You could also experiment a little with this on other strings. You may or may not be familiar with the quick method of tuning your guitar by ear, all geared towards the fifth and fourth frets of your guitar. And what I mean by that is we're on the open A string right here. We are in tune on that one, and that's going to be our reference note. And you want to make sure when you fret the 5th fret of the A string that the string below it, the open D string, sounds exactly the same. And if it sounds off to you, try relying on your ear to bring it into the correct pitch. And even if you want to have some fun with this, you can just mess with the tuning on some of the strings and use your ear to sort of return it to the correct pitch. And of course, don't forget on the G string, that's our one little shift we have to make to accommodate the tuning of the B string. So instead of using fret 5, you want to rely on fret 4 for the G string when tuning the B string. And at that point, when you think you're tuned up accurately, then introduce an actual tuner to test the accuracy of how well you did with this. Over time, you'll find that you're able to tune to target notes faster and with higher accuracy. Another exercise that you should already be doing is practicing your bends. And this is another great way to train your ears too. And if you need a little bit more help on bending your guitar strings, I just recently released a video on how to do that, so be sure you check those out so that way you can avoid some of the top mistakes that guitarists make when they do it. But for the sake of developing your ear, a good way to do this is to bend up to target notes. And what I mean by that is to aim for intervals that are, let's say, a half step, a whole step, or 1.5 steps away from the note that you're fretting, okay? So this can be done using like a run that you're going through, like a pentatonic run, or you could start out just by, focusing on specific notes. Like, for example, let's say we're on fret 9 of the G string. Okay? And you're like, all right, I'm going to shoot for a half step bend. What you do is test it out, try your half step bend. And then immediately follow up by playing the half step above that on fret 10. Do those notes sound the same to you? And again, the same can be achieved with different intervals if you want to try a whole step bend. And likewise with this activity, just as in the previous method, you can test your results, your accuracy, by using a tuner. Although I would not recommend relying on a tuner for the most part when you're doing this activity. It's all about, the feel and the sound, okay? You should have a relatively easy time at least gauging how close you are to the target notes when you're doing this. So what do you do if you want to train your ear and you don't happen to have your guitar with you, or you just feel like you need a break from it? Well, there's a few really fun websites you can use that'll help you out with this. And one of my favorites is musictheory.net because it has several means to train your ear without having to pick up your guitar. And I've referenced this website a lot in high school, and I'm glad to see it's still up and running. And in addition to ear training, musictheory.net also has a bunch of other fun ways to improve yourself as a musician. Another website I recently stumbled upon is fachords.com, and similar to musictheory.net, this website has a fun ear training game that allows you to train your ear, but this tool seems to be geared more specifically to guitarists. Even if you only play guitar, I highly recommend you check out the ear training tools on both websites because notes can be the same despite having different timbres. An F note on a piano is the same as an F note on an acoustic guitar, which is the same as an F note on an electric guitar. However, all have different timbres. And getting used to identifying the same notes across different timbres will only help you as a musician. With a more developed ear for music, you'll find that you're able to learn songs quickly, play original riffs that you hear in your head, and strengthen your overall musical ability. You should already be tuning your guitar or practicing techniques like bending your strings, so why not incorporate some intentional ear training simultaneously? If you're away from your guitar and all you've got with you is your smartphone or a laptop, you can bang out a productive ear training session in just a few minutes with some of those websites I mentioned. Just keep in mind that ear training, like anything else, can take a long time to develop. And to help you out with that and with all other areas of guitar, don't forget to download my free Guitar Gains cheat sheet if you have not done so already. It gives you my best tips on how to make consistent progress, conquer any guitar goal, and eliminate poor practice habits like practicing in waves. Just click the link in the description or go to zachsharguitar.com and download this awesome free resource. Comment below and tell me which ear training method or methods are new to you, which seems the most fun, and which one could help you out the most. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Zach with Zach Shar Guitar. God bless, and I will see you in the next one.